Hey, this is Josh of the Fun Times Guide, and today we're going to talk about the 1972 Double Die Lincoln Cent. Now, this is a coin that is one of the most popular die varieties, not just even in the Lincoln Cent series, but among all die varieties among U.S. coins. Some have said that if not for the 1955 Double Die Lincoln Cent, this would probably be the big double die in the Lincoln Cent series worth collecting. It's certainly the second most for sure behind the 55 double die. And one reason why it's so popular is the doubling is just so prominent. You can see it with the naked eye, but as you might be able to tell here, I hope you can see it through the magnifying glass, this is a 10x coin loop, that the doubling really is prominent on the obverse. And my gosh, here you know the glare is really strong in this, but maybe you can make it out here in the legend Liberty, the motto in God We Trust, and the date 1972. There are at least 10 different kinds of 1972 double die Lincoln Cents, but this is the class 1 or type 1, which has the most dramatic magnitude of doubling on the obverse. This coin is worth between $300 and $500 in typical uncirculated condition. This is a mint state 64 red. Certified by professional coin grading service. It's worth closer to $750 right now. But the thing about this coin is, despite how rare and really how valuable it is, you can find these coins in circulation. This is why I like to go through penny rolls looking for double dies like the 72, the 55. I mean, to me, even though, as you see here, I have a Dansco set of Lincoln Cents, and there's actually not a slot or a portal for the 72 here. I'll pan in here on where the 1972 would go, and it would go in here somewhere. A lot of albums don't have a slot for the 1972 double die Lincoln Cent, or the 55 for that matter. You'll see here on the couple pages back, or one page back, there'd be a slot here if they had it for the 55 double die. There's not a space there for it. But the thing about the major double dies is that they're so popular and they're such an important part of the American numismatic canon that folks who specialize in a series like the Lincoln Cents, for example, they will pursue the 1972 double die or the 55 double die. They're very important coins, not just because of the fact that they have such prominent doubling, but if you think about it, a lot of folks actually know about these coins beyond the fourth wall of numismatics. So that's why coins like these have such great values, because there actually were thousands of these coins made. So you think, oh, they're common. And in the absolute sense, they probably are common. But the demand for these coins is so much greater that there aren't enough to satisfy demand. And thus why these double dies are so expensive. Having said all that, this is a coin well worth pursuing, at least in my opinion anyway. I can't imagine having a Lincoln Cent set like this that goes back to 1909 and includes the famous 1909 SVDB Lincoln Cent or the 1914D Lincoln Cent, both of these very scarce key coins. The 1922 plain variety, which is itself, in fact, a variety like the double die here. The question often is, why would an album have a slot for the 22 plain, but not, say, for a double die like this? And the answer is one I don't have. That's why I still collect these coins, even though the albums won't require it. To me, it's an important addition to any nicer Lincoln Cent collection, which I hope that I'm working toward here. But yeah, I mean, pennies, I've got to tell you, and I know a lot of folks say, oh, they're not called pennies, they're called cents. Well, I'm sorry, look, I've been collecting coins for over 30 years. I call them pennies. Most Americans call these coins pennies. And if you are a penny enthusiast, I'll just say it, a Lincoln penny enthusiast, coins like the 1972 double die, which is a valuable double die variety, are worth seeking, and certainly are prized possessions among Lincoln Cent collectors. Now, if you find 1972 double die Lincoln Cent in circulation, how much is it worth? That all depends. You know, we're talking about condition being kind of the main factor in what these coins are worth. Again, this is a 64 red, so we're talking, around $750 for this specimen here, and that's in 2025 dollars. Values might go up or down in the future. If you find a circulating 1972 double die, you're looking at least a couple $100s. Even with light wear, these coins command extreme premiums, and that's why they're worth looking for. But I just want to take time to show you the 72 double die Lincoln cent. They are coins that garner a lot of attention that many collectors want, and certainly a plethora of Lincoln cent enthusiasts. And I call myself one. My first coin I ever collected was a Lincoln cent, and to this day, 30 plus years on, it's still my favorite series. I even have a book here by Whitman Publishing called A Guidebook of Lincoln Cents. It's a very thorough tome that goes through the entire series of Lincoln cents, and this is actually an older edition from like 2008. Whitman has since updated this guide, I think, at least twice. But there is, in fact, a little bit of commentary about the 72 double die Lincoln cent, which I'll share with you right now as we flip through the pages of the book right here. And we see here, if I can find the page, I know it's right in that neighborhood. Right here, we have a little commentary about the 72 double die Lincoln cent. Creating a sensation soon after it was released, this variety became an instant must-have coin for thousands of collectors. John Wexler, he's a fantastic and well-respected variety specialist and expert, suggested that 75,000 were released, many more than the 20,000 estimated by Sol Taylor. He's another numismatic scholar. No information has been seen as to why this die was removed from use. Today, this is one of the most popular varieties in the Lincoln series. Multiple genuine obverse dies exist for this issue. See Fivas Stanton, that's a guide. Counterfeits are also common. My advice is to buy coins certified by the leading services. And of course, my referring to the author himself, Q. David Bowers, a well-respected, probably the most prolific numismatic expert and scholar of our time. He's written dozens and dozens of books, including this one here that came out some years back. It's forwarded by Charles Daughtry, a friend of mine, really keen Lincoln cent expert. He loves his die varieties too. This is a book worth having in your library if you love Lincoln cents, or even just have a passing interest in the series. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little video here about the 72 double die Lincoln cent. It's one of my favorite coins, and I think it'll be yours too, especially if you can find a way to include one in your collection of Lincoln cents. So this has been Josh with the Fun Times Guide. Thank you for your time. Please comment down below about your favorite Lincoln cents, or if you have a love yourself for the 72 double die Lincoln cent or other double dies in the series. And thank you for watching.